On September 15, 2012, 31-year-old outdoor enthusiast Thomas Siebold set out alone on an expedition into the gates of the Arctic National Park in Alaska. 2 months later, he mysteriously vanished. On November 11th, a search team discovered a damaged campsite halfway up a mountain within the park, believed to have belonged to Thomas. Among the wreckage, they found his torn jeans, a camera, a phone, and a diary. Strangely, Thomas's body was never recovered. Entries in the diary and photos from the camera suggested that he had been stalked and tormented by an unknown creature. Thomas Siebold, a seasoned survival instructor from Wisconsin, was well known for his extensive wilderness expertise. With years of rigorous survival training and a lifelong passion for exploring remote, untouched landscapes, Thomas had ventured across many of the world's major mountain ranges. He could craft shelters from snow, start fires using friction, hunt with handmade tools, and survive alone in sub-zero conditions as harsh as negative 25 degrees Fahrenheit for weeks at a time. Friends often said, if anyone can survive the most extreme environments, it's Thomas. He frequently shared reflections and insights from his journeys on social media. When in areas without internet access, he relied on his journal to document his thoughts and experiences. One of his most ambitious destinations was gates of the Arctic National Park, a vast wilderness in northwest Alaska, entirely within the Arctic Circle and bordering the Arctic Ocean. Known as the Gates of the Arctic, this park is the largest national nature reserve in the United States and the second largest forest park in the world, covering 8.47 million acres, roughly the size of Belgium. Its ecosystem remains largely untouched, earning it the reputation of being at the edge of the world. The park is home to wildlife like caribou, grizzly bears, and even local legends of Bigfoot. On November 11th, 2012, a remote outpost in northwest Alaska received notice that Thomas had missed his scheduled return flight. Authorities quickly launched a search operation focused on the area where he was last known to be. The search lasted 13 days, but the extreme conditions and massive scale of the wilderness forced the operation to be suspended for the safety of the rescue teams. Despite Thomas's survival skills, officials believed he had likely become lost in the vast forest. Alaska's unpredictable weather and unforgiving terrain posed serious risks, and the chances of recovering his body were deemed low. Still, his family refused to give up hope. Eventually, through the combined efforts of park rangers and family members, a campsite believed to be Thomas's was discovered near Chandler Lake, west of the Brooks Range. At the site, searchers found a sleeping bag and fragments of torn denim, believed to be remnants of his jeans. Nearby, they also recovered a camera, a cell phone, and his journal. As investigators reviewed the photos and diary entries, a chilling picture began to emerge. Thomas had been following a planned route toward a remote village called Kobuk, nestled in the Brooks Range and home to just 148 residents. Isolated and difficult to reach, Kobuk was to be a checkpoint on his wilderness journey, but he never arrived. Thomas spent part of his expedition in a temporary shelter known as the Cyber House, a fully equipped survival base that allowed visitors to cook, rest, and live independently in the wilderness. In his journal, he recorded moments of peace and deep appreciation for Alaska's wild beauty. September 15th. The weather is perfect this morning. Words can't capture the indescribable beauty around me. Every cloud-covered peak, every stream, every bird, even the quick, elusive animals in the forest seem to call out to me. I feel like I belong here. September 20th. Tonight, under a full moon, the sun set with a fiery red glow over the icy landscape. Dinner was wonderful. Salmon, meat, and berries. Your love and support give me strength. The people of Alaska have been incredibly kind, even though we've only just met. These serene and reflective entries abruptly ended on September 28th, when something terrifying disrupted the calm. September 28th. A monster came to my campsite tonight. It kept banging on the door. At first I thought it might be someone from a nearby village, but as I moved closer, I heard a howl. Deep, unnatural, and horrifying. Whatever it was, it had immense strength. I felt like it could rip the cabin apart. I didn't know what to do. I hid inside all night, unable to sleep. Tomorrow morning I'm leaving. Immediately. Following the terrifying encounter, Thomas's journal indicated he intended to travel 20 kilometers to Chandler Lake and establish a new camp there. His final journal entry, dated October 11th, hinted at growing fear and uncertainty. October 11th. I've been away from the village for several days now. My food supplies are limited, but they should last until I reach Chandler Lake. Still, something doesn't feel right. I have the unsettling feeling that I'm being followed. I don't know if it's a person or something else. At times I hear howls, beast-like, but when I search, there's nothing there. I'm starting to feel uneasy. October 2nd, noon. I'm feeling increasingly unsettled. Deep in the forest, I came across enormous footprints, easily twice the size of my own. Nearby, I found crude shelters made from tree branches and signs of broken limbs. Were these the work of hunters? The strange, unsettling sound I've been hearing has returned, and I'm terrified. October 4th, morning. Today, I captured something remarkable and disturbing on my camera. In the distance, I spotted what at first seemed to be a bear standing upright and watching me. But it wasn't a bear. It looked more like a pitch-black humanoid figure. It was too far away to identify clearly whether man or beast, but I had the unnerving sense that it was following me. I think I need to pick up the pace and leave this area as quickly as possible. October 5th, night. Thomas finally reached the vicinity of Chandler Lake, but with daylight fading, he had no choice but to set up camp for the night. He noted in his journal that he had just enough sausage and steak left for one final meal. Hoping the mysterious creature was far behind him, he tried to settle in. At 10:30 p.m., however, he heard footsteps outside his tent. The oppressive feeling returned. "It's here again," he wrote. "The air feels heavy. I'm terrified. Can anyone save me?" Analysis of the diary and camera evidence. Based on Thomas's journal entries and footage recovered from his camera, it's highly likely that he encountered a creature resembling Bigfoot in the remote Alaskan wilderness. The first signs of trouble date back to September 15th, when Thomas arrived at the Brooks Range shelter. It's believed the scent of food he prepared there may have initially drawn the creature to his location. September 28th, night. A hungry Bigfoot is believed to have approached Thomas's cabin, likely drawn by the scent of food. The creature appeared to survey the area before attempting to break in. Realizing the imminent danger, Thomas chose to abandon the shelter the following morning. However, instead of returning to safety, he headed deeper into the wilderness, toward the more remote Chandler Lake. The reasons for this decision remain unclear. One possibility is that his scheduled return date had not yet arrived, leading him to stick to his original route. Another is that he may have mistaken the encounter for a bear attack, and believed relocating would keep him safe. As he journeyed toward Chandler Lake, Thomas continued to be stalked. Bigfoot is often described in lore as a highly elusive creature, capable of silently observing humans long before they realize they're being watched. Thomas frequently reported hearing strange, untraceable sounds, heightening his fear and confusion. October 5th, night. While preparing his final meal, sausage and steak, the strong aroma may have triggered another encounter. This time, the creature is believed to have launched a direct attack on his campsite. Theories about Thomas's disappearance. One theory suggests that Thomas fell victim to a wild animal attack. Given the vast, untamed wilderness of Alaska and his thriving wildlife, it's plausible that he became disoriented and was attacked by a grizzly bear or mountain lion. These predators, particularly in times of food scarcity, are known to target campsites and humans. Despite extensive search efforts, Thomas's body has never been found, and his disappearance remains a haunting mystery. Another theory points to a more mysterious possibility, a Bigfoot encounter. Unlike bears, Bigfoot is said to remain active year-round, constantly foraging for food. This theory aligns closely with the evidence found in Thomas's recovered footage. First clip, September 28th, night. This video was captured during the same night Thomas described in his journal as being attacked. The recording contains howling sounds that don't match any known animal, such as bears or mountain lions. The creature appears to use its arms to strike and shake the makeshift shelter, suggesting humanoid strength and motion. Second clip, October 1st. In this footage, Thomas is seen deeper in the forest. Distant howls and heavy footsteps echo around him. He turns repeatedly with his camera, attempting to identify the source, but nothing visible appears in the frame. Together, these recordings support the chilling possibility that Thomas was being stalked, not by a known predator, but by something unknown and unnatural in the wilderness. One of the final videos recorded by Thomas revealed unsettling structures deep within the forest, formations made from stacked wooden stakes and branches, arranged in unnatural patterns. In several photos, a cave is visible on the edge of the woods. In one particularly eerie image, a shadowy humanoid figure, pitch black and still, appears to be staring directly at Thomas. The image is blurry when zoomed in, but its presence is unmistakable. He also captured photographs of enormous footprints scattered throughout the area. Alaska's vast and hauntingly beautiful wilderness has long drawn adventurers, hunters, and campers seeking solitude and challenge, but it's also notorious for unexplained disappearances. Every year, hundreds of people vanish in the state's forested national parks, many never found, leaving behind no trace. To some, venturing into such isolation may seem reckless, but for others, it reflects a deeply rooted human drive to explore the unknown. Tragically, that pursuit often ends in mystery, or worse. In his final diary entry, Thomas wrote, "The familiar howling has started again outside. This time, there's more than one of them. I feel so cold. I hope that once I fall asleep, I never wake up again."